I need to tell someone what happened. I'm moving to Phoenix next week, and before I go, someone else needs to know why I can't stay here anymore. Why I won't go outside when it snows. This was 3 weeks ago. The power went out in my building around midnight. When I woke up the next afternoon, the silence was the first thing I noticed. In the city, you never hear real silence. But after the storm, there was nothing. Just my breathing and the wind. It was already getting dark by 4:30. I knew I needed to get to the community center before full dark. They'd have generators, heat. I put on everything I owned and headed out. The snow had buried everything. I didn't recognize my own street. It took me almost half an hour to go 3 blocks. By the time I reached Maple and 3rd, where that old bus stop is, my legs were shaking. That's where I saw him. A man in a dark coat, standing next to the bus stop sign. Just standing there in the freezing cold. Not checking his phone, not stamping his feet. Just standing. "Excuse me?" I called out. "Are the buses running?" He didn't respond, didn't turn around. I got closer and saw his face, completely blank. His eyes were open, staring at nothing. But there was nothing behind them. And his breathing came in these slow, mechanical puffs, like his body was doing it automatically. "The buses aren't coming," I said to myself. That's when I heard footsteps behind me. A woman in a blue parka walked right past me and took her place next to the man. Didn't look at me, didn't look at anything. Just stared straight ahead with that same empty expression. Frost was forming on her eyelashes as I watched. "Hello? Are you okay?" Nothing. Then I heard more footsteps. An old man in a thin windbreaker shuffled through the snow and joined them at the stop. 3 people now, standing in a row, staring at nothing. I started backing away. That's when I saw 3 more people approaching from different directions, all wearing that same slack expression, walking in perfectly straight lines through the deep snow, heading toward that bus stop. I ran. Or tried to. You can't really run in snow that deep. I didn't look back until I'd made it 2 blocks. When I finally turned around, there were at least a dozen people at the bus stop. Maybe more. And more were coming from every direction. Dark figures emerging from the white landscape, all converging on that single point. That's when I noticed the sign itself. The top was torn, bent at a weird angle. The route number was gone. All that remained was the word "Stop," and below it, "Service discontinued 2019. There hadn't been a bus on that route in 6 years. So what were they waiting for? I made it back to my building and locked myself in. I pushed furniture against the door. From my window, I could still see the intersection. 20 people, maybe 25, standing in the darkness. The temperature had to be below 0. They were going to freeze to death out there, if they weren't already dead. Then I saw the light. It was pale blue-white, like moonlight on ice, and it was moving down the street, swaying slightly, getting closer. The people at the bus stop tilted their heads in unison, tracking it. It wasn't headlights. It wasn't anything I recognized. There was something underneath the light. A shape, tall and dark, moving with a swaying gait. The light reached the bus stop. One by one, the people began filing toward it with that same mechanical precision. They walked toward the light and disappeared into the darkness beyond. My phone buzzed. A text from a number I didn't recognize. Power restoration estimated 6 to 8 hours. Stay indoors. Do not attempt to travel. Do not go to bus stops or public transportation areas. Repeat, stay indoors. I looked back outside. The bus stop was empty. The light was gone. but I could see marks in the snow where they'd been standing. Not footprints. These were different. Depressions arranged in 2 neat rows. The spacing was wrong for feet. They were too long, too narrow, parallel to each other. Like tracks. Like something had been pulled away on runners. I closed the curtains. Even with them closed, I could hear it. A rhythmic squeaking, like metal on snow. The sound of something moving through the streets. My phone buzzed again. If you hear the bell, do not look outside. That's when I realized I'd been hearing a bell for several minutes. Clear, high ringing, like on old sleighs, getting closer. I didn't look, but I heard it pass my building, squeaking, ringing, and underneath, a sound like breathing. Too slow, too deep. Something massive drawing air into lungs that shouldn't exist. It passed. The sounds faded. I must have fallen asleep because the next thing I knew it was morning and the power was back. I opened the curtains. The street looked normal. The plows had come through, except the bus stop sign at Maple and 3rd was gone. Not knocked down, just gone. Smooth, undisturbed snow where it had stood. I asked my neighbors if they'd seen anything. They looked at me like I was crazy. The woman at the coffee shop on the corner said she'd never seen a bus stop there. Not in 15 years. But I know what I saw. Last week, they found a man frozen to death 6 blocks from my apartment. He'd gotten out of his car and just walked away. They found him 3 streets over, frozen solid, standing upright. Like he was waiting for something. It's snowing again tonight. And I just looked at my phone. There's a new text from that unknown number. Route expanding. Service resumes tonight. Through my window, through the falling snow, I can see people walking past my building. Walking with purpose. Walking toward something. Walking toward the intersection where a bus stop sign that shouldn't exist is standing once again in the snow. I'm leaving tomorrow. I don't care what it costs. Because whatever picks people up at those bus stops, it's still running. And it's looking for more passengers.